Can take it in just a second here as we are ready to kick things into action, and the pistol is already live. Take it away, gents.
All right, well, we'll have Envy here on the defender side to start things off on Ascent in this best out of 3. This is still looking at the winner's match in Group C. Envy holding their grounds on the A side, dropping 3 to start things off. While the last 2 are still getting pushed forward by Mame, and it's going to be the trade that comes.
And for spot up, I mean, it's not, certainly we have so much more Valorant with the play. And Campeki gets a free kill over on Crash. He's caught out of position over there at A main, was unsuspecting of the jet push, and the A push is actually ensuing. Bunny finds another one onto Mame, who's pressured by the breach. Oh man, the collapse on the A bomb site has already been thorough at this point. Envy is suddenly in a 3v5 retake with the bomb being planted, Vansili.
This is actually pretty crazy, and that's how you capitalize on small mistakes, right? Spot up, getting that first kill, and like, look, let's just rushing to the site, opening onto the second one, but the retake is coming back very quickly for Envy as Food and FNS go to work. So Figment is going to be the last man standing, does have the shock dart set up. Is it going to hit? It does hit Caboose, but to 2 HP, and unfortunately cannot get the kill where he forces other individual 1 versus 1s. He gets pushed forward by Food.
Now, you know, kind of coming back to this situation, I think they're just trying to feel out, see how Envy's going to be playing the map, and Caboose actually taking a bold peek off Cat. Finds one on a Rustin. And now we have a 5-on-4 clock ticking away, only 40 seconds left, and Crashy's over here at wide. It's a problem.
Big flash.
Flashes come through, and 2 huge kills, and several more points of damage coming out from that Spectre. Doesn't get the kill, but now it's a 3-on-2, 30 seconds left, and spot up is
3 players towards back mid. He could maybe go for the fault line up on Catwalk. That would have probably stunned 3 guys. But now they have no choice but to try to rush in blindly into the site with no information and across.
It's made by that, but I think it's a little bit refreshing as a caster, not just as a player, because, you know, we're seeing players being forced into different roles in this Crashy's pushed the top mid through A main, just finding a free kill over there at bottom mid. This is an anti-eco, mind you. So Envy just willing to get a little greedy, willing to get a little pushy, knowing that they're not going to be threatened too much. And Crashy's just farming a bit before he gets taken down by Bunny. Unfortunately, forfeiting the Phantom there may be an issue, but Mame actually is wisely coming over to cover that weapon. Make sure that if they do want to recover it, it's at least going to cost them. As I say that, though, Bunny picks up a second one.
Yeah, so they'll salvage these 2 Phantoms.
Yeah, both Phantoms are now being picked up by Spot Up, and suddenly this is a... Campeki doesn't have it yet, but definitely a situation where you don't need to overextend and be feeding these guys weapons, but I think that's the motivation now is to make sure they don't carry them into the next round. Caboose
For Envy, so this allows Spot Up to finally get a little bit more map control for a more concise split into the A side. So Figment is looking to split up here towards the A side first to allow his teammates to move up on Catwalk, and Tucker's the one that's going to move in forward to get the 2 first openings. Paranoid inside the site, a nice headshot onto Food, and we do have a Paranoid player in the back of the site, but Crashy's now back to see in full 20/20 vision, looking back towards the generator, gets the first headshot onto Bunny. He's looking for that trade. They're looking to trade out Bunny at that point, and that's Tucker looking for that quad, and he's looking for the ace finally, and now it's just going to be one more player. FNS on a 3 versus a gunfight, but at the same time, if you keep your silver alive, then you could actually have Figment throw those shock darts into the site. But FNS only gets 1 kill and gets traded off here by Campeki, and that's the op that we heard early in the round.
If only for the fact that they have a round on the board, but it was a full gun round by. So being able to push Envy off these angles is something that you mentioned, which is Mame having an operator has been absolutely disrespecting their opponents. We'll see whether or not Spot Up is able to punch him back in the mouth and make this work. And here it is, Caboose holding an off angle on Cat, collecting 2 big headshots and getting out successfully. That is the strength of Reyna right there, but he accepts a shock dart to the face in exchange for his troubles. You know, a leg up on Envy, because it doesn't seem like Envy's giving him any of these opportunities, right?
Yeah.
They're blowing up the game plan, if there is one, before the round even really...
They're going to play FNS, and where he puts his trap wires and his camera, they're always going to push forward on the opposite side of the map. And there you go. It works in their favor, at least for Rustin and Spawn Up to start things off, because they did not expect just a dry peek towards this B main. So the first kill comes in. You have to run it back, coming in here from Food to try to get some information, and they have a late lurk from Campeki at mid. So that allows for them to the executions coming in. He's playing towards hell, so he doesn't want to show himself yet. And he just wanted to have 1 single kill, and it doesn't pay off. So a great way for a Spot Up here to get the entry frags and to also force the rotation to take control of this side. One thing I think that Spot Up could do as well, looking at the later rounds, is that they should add a little bit more pressure on this mid side too, so that you force door to get closed on the B side because they're playing so turtle back into the site. As
exactly what I was talking about in terms of what they weren't doing before, right? They're spreading the map a bit, and they're willing to, you know, okay, we're getting pushed off of A main. That's fine. Let's go back to B, right?
Yep.
Find a pick. Let's collect ourselves, regroup, find a different plan of attack, and catch Envy off guard. And they've done.
Despite them having that man advantage for the defender side. So now they're pushing in as a team, and Figman gets that frag onto Crashies. Now you have a weakened A side and a 3-man push from spot up inside, but it's still Caboose that's alive, that gets the kill, dismisses back, waits for his teammate to rotate from the flank on Catwalk, but at least the spike gets planted. It's a 4-on-2, a big round for them to try to take, but they don't get anything more than a spike plant, not even an extra kill. And it's going to be 6-2 for Envy.
Snapping headshots. And any moment now, I have a feeling he's going to get challenged. There it is. The pressure comes in, but now he has help from Food, who comes in, collects the headshots, and denies the cat push. 3 players coming out of A main now. They are absolutely in a chokehold between Food and Caboose, and Crashies is even awaiting on the A bomb site. And this is looking rough for Spot up here, and wow, this
another FB as a first blood, but as soon as he misses, who comes out? It's Food that comes out with a 2K of his own, while everybody is focused on trying to take down Caboose because he's been a thorn on their side. And once again, another first blood from Caboose, a rush coming in from Spot up inside the A main that gets totally stopped, and on top of the hot hands and the dark covers, nobody's going to move forward past this archway of the A side, and the flank is already happening from the rest of Envy. They're going to hear the footsteps coming through. That's why you do see Rustin going back and watching that flank. But now they separate the defense. They separate.
why the plan isn't working, but Envy is just not giving them the opportunity over at A. So here we have it. B hit coming in from Spot up at any moment now. Mame finds the first, though, at an off angle from Bunny. Was not expecting a player at that position. Enemy Killjoy does come out, so this B play is planned and effective enough to at least push the Envy players off of the B bomb site. So we'll have to see a retake, but Mame finds another one, and 2 players jump in. Caboose finds one. FNS gets on the site before falling. And now it's a 4-on-2.
30 seconds left.
2 players from Spot up are alive on the bomb site. That's Rustin finding one on the Mame, who tries to push in with that ghost. He fails. Caboose finds one more before dying to Tucker. And now Crashies is able to clean up. Coming up sidewalk with Food. And now a 9-2 dominant half from Envy is looking all but lost to Spot up at this point. There's no light in this half to
These body peaks, you're starting to see flash entries coming up a little bit more for this early map control, but there's nothing else after that. You know the Opera's going to peek out, or at least somebody's going to peek out to contest you, but there was no second flash, there was no fault line, and now you lose a player. So in terms of this map control, yes, they're doing it with the bodies, but they're not using their utilities. Not only I'm talking about the breach, but they also have a Sova in the lineup. So if they want to clear out these corners on mid-side on Catwalk, clear out the A main, use your Sova drone, or try to find those set arrows that's going to find that information of where your opponents could be hiding. Then you can capitalize on how you want.
when you have players like that can operate like that. And wow, Figman actually collecting a shock dart right away on the Food. Oh no! But I don't know what's going on. Crashies collects one on that Caboose. That's a team kill with the shock dart over at A main. So now it's a 3-on-5 suddenly with Mame also on low HP. So this is a 3-on-5 that just, I don't even know what happened for Envy. They worked towards A main, took a
Finally, and you get this pistol, you might have a chance to come back. You bring that confidence. Getting a flawless round would be even key if they're able to take Mummy down, who's low on HP at 33. Now with this pop flash, they're looking back towards this catwalk, but Mummy just holds the angle. Even with the recon dart, they might think that he fell back, and finally as the body peek comes forward, he does get one kill, so he's not going down without a fight. And now he's just looking to waste his opponent's utilities. So this is actually good. You're wasting the
good stuff. You're looking for anything right here where you can feel good going into a map 2, or, you know, maybe have a comeback here of some miraculous play at the very minimum. So for spot up, I think, you know, keep the spirits high and make sure you're finding confidence against these guys with every single one of your gunfights. Like, you might not be the better or more skilled team here, you know, especially when Caboose is finding Sheriff kills like that. Crash is actually collecting one as well. And suddenly, as I'm talking over this round, Envy has collected 3 kills and is in a 2-on-2 now. FNS will fall, but Mame's through the B bomb site with the spike in hand. So if he collects 1 kill here maybe and sprints to A,
30 seconds.
it's a very winnable round for Envy.
Being it smart, really controlling the economy on their side too, despite losing, what, 3 players on that last round? And now that's a big opener to have. Caboose has been a one that continues to get these opening kills like he just did that previous round with only a Sheriff. He damages his opponent.
They're not going to be uncomfortable on. I mean,
yeah.
The first half really is just Envy playing out of their mouth. Nice flick coming out from Finesse, and then Mame picks up 1 as well into Rustin. Suddenly
the low
another
HP guys,
3-on-3.
right? So
yes, low HP. However, Still holding on to some utilities. Mummy, he's going to push in, grab one onto Tucker. Omen onto Omen. Spot up now. A Sova and a Breach from A Heaven. A lot of utility left. Certainly not out of this round just yet. But Envy sitting in this post-plant position, knowing the clock is ticking away. These seconds ebbing by are all so important for Spot Up. They have to make their move here soon. Fault Line's going to come out there for Generator. Flashes to follow. Can he get it done now? Pushing out of A Heaven is Bunny, finding the first on the food. Drops Hell. Falls to Mame, and now it's Figment in a 1v1. Can FNS close this out for Envy? He cannot, but the bomb has ticked away too far. Spot Up will lose this round, and the presence right now is towards B and mid. Campeki again has all of that information over at A main. Rotates do go out, but they are so slow on it. Spot Up still is not moving, despite the fact that they know it's a B split. They've known for the last 30 seconds and still have not rotated, so one player is left in the back of the bomb site. That is Rustin with it all to do. 4 players encroaching on him now. And he finds the first. Tucker finally comes in with a rotate and picks up one, but they will both be collected, traded, and have fallen themselves. Now Envy 3-on-1. Bunny is not
that arsenal or the kits necessary to help, and that's deeper on mid side, catwalk, and onto A main. And thankfully, with this broken buy that they have, Tucker gets the first blood. While they're still looking to trade this out, Food's just above him, and it's death from above. Vandal to take him down. It's a 4 versus 4. Food still
sprints in through CT with no help. Falls to Finesse. Does pick up one, but Crashies will get the other. And suddenly this is a 3-on-2. Both players in market. Campeki flies out into the operator of Mame. Bunny will collect the trade, but dodging the Hunter's Fury's Bunny, and he's caught in a crossfire, and he does get the
Rolling
kill
Thunder.
at FNS.
There you go.
Suddenly a very winnable round. The ultimate comes out from Bunny. Does not connect. And he falls despite a classic dink to end it. Crashies. He is Crashies. It'll get blind, so it won't spot the stack. It gets dropped. And Caboose comes out either way. And there's a 4-man crossfire on the C bomb site. First 2 kills go the way of Spot Up. Campeki finds those. And Envy is forced to retreat. Doubling back now, sprinting towards A. You know, I don't think Food knows it yet, but okay, he does. There are 2 rotators through CT coming back to him right now. So he knows that the A bomb site is clear. Finds the first. Doesn't know the seconds is behind him, so Tucker will collect that. Now it's a 2-on-4, and they have won the foot race. Envy gets a free bomb site and a plant over at A. Spot Up. You know, they're still in command of this round, 4-on-2. But the fact is, the bomb has gone down, and this is certainly a precarious spot. As both players are crossfire at CT, they do not hit their shots. Tucker and Bunny clean it up, and I believe I misspoke during that round, but Spot Up a beautiful pistol. Excellent reads. They stuck to
Riot maybe skipped on that. I found that a little bit weird. Yeah. I could be crazy at the same time too. Nonetheless, though, it's still going to be Caboose moving in forward with the first kill into the A site. And while this slows down a little bit, I just wanted to chime into what you're... As they get the opener, as we mentioned before, they're still looking to revert back towards the C side and go for a 5-man split in that area where Campeki, I was going to say, is going to get covered by a dark cover. But just before that, he gets dispatched by his opponent with a headshot coming through from that jet. So now Mame continues with a second one into the face of Figment, and it's looking to be a thrifty round. I think history is going to repeat again in this series.
These sheriff buys are so scary. I mean, every single, since release. Wow, okay, this push down mid from Campeki is going to result in some success. At least he doesn't get spotted right away. He gets cleaned up by Envy, and this mid play just gets shut down immediately. Actually, as I say that,
okay,
picking up 3 crisp headshots with a ghost. Nice shots. He gets overhealed here, but isn't able to roll 5-man Valorant, and right there in that anti-eco, they go for an aggressive mid push and are covering everything, and it's a beauty of almost a spectacle to watch. You know, the comparison of the 2 levels of teamwork between these 2 sides is very apparent, but it's not for lack of skill or ability, as we saw at the end of that round. Just excellent headshots coming out from, I believe that was Bunny, right?
Yep.
So these spot up guys are very talented, but Envy is just showing us they are not to be messed with. Right over here at short. Bunny catches the elbow of Mummy, finds one, spots the second. FNS's cover is blown. He's got a cage out, and he is able to make it out of there, but Caboose falling with a headshot to Rustin. Bunny getting caught out by FNS, who was making a great play up short through the cage, catching out both. And suddenly the A bomb site is vacant despite one player already up there in heaven. 3-on-2. The retake is still very doable for Spot Up at this point. But for Envy, on this A bomb site, Food, FNS, putting that spike down in the back of the site. This is going to be a tight angle scenario when the retake comes in, and I think FNS getting caught out. Okay, there's the first one on the Tucker from Food. FNS
No
finding
way.
it.
Well, that second round, they pushed down towards Min on an eco. They got 3 kills out of that. They're doing the same thing right now, and this time it comes into fruition as Kempeki gets the kill onto Food. Roamers and roamers after roamers is roamerception right now for these two teams, but it's still looking to be Envy on the upper hand. This is such a big flank from Crashies, and there's 2. Right there, executed. He knows exactly where the last person's at as well. I'm pretty sure he heard the footsteps, so that's why he's just looking for the angle. That recon dart's gonna not spot him, but at least he still find them by checking that 50. So 1 more to go with another counter flank coming through. It's gonna be Figment also spawning here from defenders.
A contrast to what we've seen the past few gun rounds is a C-split coming out here from Envy, and it's fast, it's quick. Figment finds the first 2 coming out of Garage. He's gonna collect the 3rd onto FNS. What a hold from Figment. Crashies and Mame poking holes on other parts of the map.
Oh,
and
man.
Mame coming out with an excellent updraft. Figment gets deleted. A terrific performance in that round so far from him, but it's not enough to get it done yet. Tucker coming in.
Open up the site. Caboose spots one and forces him to fall back. Rustin's on the other side as a killjoy, and as he throws these nanoswarms down, Envy are just pressing into the site. So FNS is going to put the plant, maybe even burn down. He's down to 10 HP, but it's good enough. He's still alive, and he still have 5 players alive on an attempt of an eco retake for spot up. And they're watching the right angles, out the window, through the wall. They're all dropping, and spot up is not looking good here, and it's looking to have a 6-1 Envy.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm not sure how
Molly or hot hands on the ground. So you could actually play around that a bit, and FNS is a Counter-Strike player. 10 HP, 100 HP, it doesn't matter. As long as you're alive, you can still switch the round over. And speaking of switching the rounds over, it's finally a great hold from spawn up towards the seaside, and
with like no flashes, like nothing. Like there was no utility after the first barrage. Like there was a little bit of infighting going on. I think utility got thrown out. But I watched 3 players walk through that smoke, and it didn't turn out so well. There was a spot up has been playing off of B most of this half, relying on those, Killjoy kit to figure out when the contact is made. And Kanpeki's actually becoming a factor with the operator. Finds the first one, 5-on-4 for spot up, and that's a big change that we haven't seen out of him. Finding the entry kills for his team, and there's another one. Caboose will fall, and he'll get cleaned up by Food, but excellent job by Kanpeki to at least get this retake started for spot up. A 3-on-3 now. Food moving back out of this Killjoy, and this is kind of the difficult part about retaking on B, or maybe even just defending the retake on B, is just how many angles you're going to have to...
But I think at that point, why don't you just throw the smoke from Figment into the window side and then try to spam back against your opponents in the end. But now, as we're talking about the entries that continues forward, that were denied by Kempeki before, well, it's just going to be the operator of Mummy instead with his teammate opening into B, easy plant as well. Where even these flanks it's just not working out, unfortunately. So the only
Spot up is having now is lack of intelligence, I guess, around the map. You know, you don't have a Sova, you don't have a Cypher. There's a lot that you just don't know when it comes to Envy and where they are and where they're pushing. And right now, Caboose is just walking onto B. He's just walking through the site, knowing that it's just a gunfight standing between him and a bomb plant. And there's 2 kills instantly going to Envy. Mame collects or almost collects
no way rifles and then try to get back into the round. I think it's a smart way to play it for sure, and also a nice way to meme it against your opponents to show how confident you are walking into this game. And Caboose, though, he pays a price, but Crashes and Mame are just retaliating it back. So Garage control in favor of Envy, moving towards the back of the sea. Kenpeki doing as much as he can, but then FNS, he actually didn't switch back from the operator, so that leaves Rustin, the last man standing. He does make it a 2 versus 1, but the jig is up in terms of his position, and FNS is looking for the surprise kill with the operator, makes it a 1 versus 1 courtesy of Rustin. So that's why you haven't even seen them plant that spike yet. They're just going for the frag fest.
Right here, that's for sure. An A-split coming out from spot up. And here it comes Caboose, finding one onto the back of the head of Rustin, finding another on a Figment. And the gunfights do go the way of spot up eventually. A 3-on-3 now. The bomb plant is not going down just yet. A little bit of pressure coming in from CT. The Sova drone there at least getting a tag off, delaying the post-plant situation for spot up. And it's delaying enough to where...
Victory for spawn up, but just to reflect back on that pistol, it was a story of not clearing your 50s towards sewers. A nice shot there by Rashi. But the story of not checking your 50s, a dink long range, that's 145 damage into Rustin down to 5. But Elite will rotate out of it, but you still have one player very close, and that is going to be the Jet that Mummy gets punished by throwing a Cloudburst and giving away his position. So this is good for Spawn Up. Don't
30
lose any
seconds
other
left.
players right now into this round. Don't lose a X versus how many players that you have as the upper hand, as we saw earlier on in this map as well. But this is a big paranoia that came through from the garage, and Figment manages to get 2 kills, leaving only Caboose the last man standing. So this is looking clean for Spawn Up finally, where you have the ones
Been competitive, right? So, you know, I'm just hoping for Spot Up's sake that they can take the successes of the last couple rounds. Crashies just deletes Kanpeki. What a shot.
that was a double swing, right? So I think that was a double dink coming forward. And Caboose in another angle. He gets another one, and as they're pushing forward, he dies, but the information's there. There's 2 more players at least in his point of view before he died that he knows they're going to press forward and press aggressively towards this A site. But close range, FNS, Frenzy goes for the first, looks for the second as he's being pinned across on the default boxes. Nobody's shooting that dart. Why is nobody shooting that dart? And now it just leaves Tucker on his own, since we've had Crashies and Food in this roster. And you see now into this round, the bonus comes through. Kanpeki gets 2 kills with the operator, but they're chasing him down one by one, and even a
moment that Spot Up was coming out long C. It caught all of it. That level of teamwork is why Envy is so scary. Over here at Long A, the press comes in for Spot Up. A fast push. You know, some trades come out, but 2 kills go the way of Envy. 3 kills go the way of Envy, and suddenly Spot Up's in a 2v4 match series. Map point, it's all marbles here on the line for Spot Up in a 1v4. I don't see this happening. Figment does find the first, though. Not out of it yet is Spot Up. Bending off